Hi, guys. Welcome back for another episode of Pilot Season. Okay, my name is Brianna.
My name is Bobby.
My name's Danielle.
We got it.
Yeah.
And this is another episode of Pilot Season. Okay, Pilot Season is an analysis series where we talk about the pilot episodes of successful Black television shows. Okay, Pilot Season is a time in which the networks in real life greenlight pilot episodes of shows that have been pitched. You know, if they do well, they get a whole season, and if they do even better, they become that girl and are on and on and on for household names. Okay, here all of our shows are legacies. They were greenlit and they have legacies. So we're paying respects to our Black shows. And today's episode is one of my favorite TV shows that I grew up watching with my mom on MeTV. I think it's one of the GOATs of Black TV, and that's going to be Sanford and Son. Okay, I know somebody in the back, their ears perked up because I'm here for you, oldies. I'm here for you. Okay. I literally created the show. The idea of this show came from me wanting to do something on Sanford and Son. So I'm so happy that we finally got to this point. Why are we at this point? Well, let me explain you how pilot season works. During pilot season, we have a game going on, trivia questions. Sometimes they're multiple choice, sometimes they're fill in the blank. Okay. Sometimes they're A, B, C, D. Sometimes it's which one came first. And this is the current track record. So Danielle won the first three. Then Bobby won one. And then, I guess an upset for Danielle, Bobby won the last one, which was Girlfriends. Please go check out the episode. I think it was very entertaining.
It was good.
So this is an all or nothing episode. If Bobby doesn't win this episode, the season is done. Okay. So I was like, I know I gotta get one of my favorite shows in this show before season 1 is done. So we're gonna go by that World Series, template. 7, best out of 7. Whoever wins, wins. And I told Danielle not to let her come back from a 3-1 lead. It's gonna hurt your feelings.
This is my moment.
Yeah, sure. It's giving 2016 NBA Finals. Like,
whoa,
it is.
It was reckless.
Okay. It is. And I don't even watch basketball for real. So the fact that I know that,
right. The fact that you know the year, I don't. I just know I was in Ohio when it happened. So, yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. The winner of the season, whoever wins, we have to watch an episode, a movie of their choosing for our main channel show, The Box Office. If you haven't seen that, check that out as well, because the final episode, the finale, will be whatever that is. Okay. So are you guys ready? Do you have your pens and your papers ready?
Right here. And I already got the number 1 ready.
Wow. Okay. I taught them so well, guys. Again,
come a long way.
If this is the show you want to see come back, even though I'm probably going to have it come back anyway, please, please, please put your recommendations for season 2 in the comments below, or tell us via Instagram or Twitter. So we're going to get started. It's kind of broken up. Sometimes the trivia questions are sporadic, so just be ready at all times. So the show we're doing is Sanford and Son. Okay, it's based on a British TV show called Steptoe and Son by Ray Galton and Alan Simpson. It was developed by Bud Yorkin and Norman Lear, which it says Norman Lear is uncredited, which I don't know why, because he's literally like the brainchild of every good 70s show that ever came out. But whatever, I'm gonna say uncredited, but like, that man is low-key a genius. They are also the executive producers of the show, and the show had a release date of January 14th, 1972, and it came out on NBC. First trivia question. All right, it's gonna be a multiple choice. I'm gonna read the question. The ladies are gonna write down their answers. They're gonna show the camera as I'm reading again to the audience, and then we're gonna start tallying these things up. So the first question is, what television production company passed on the show and later regretted it for years? I have a list. It's multiple choice. A, is it CBS? B, is it ABC? C, is it Fox? Is too many letters on my screen. And D, is it PBS? I'm gonna read that one more time for y'all because I did mess it up. The 2 C's back to back fucked me up. Okay, A, CBS. B, ABC. C, Fox. or D, PBS? Now, I was told that they cannot hear my timer, so there's no reason for me to do it. I'm very saddened about that, and my timer won't get any louder than it is. So just know when I say ding, 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 think about that alarm. Think about that alarm for Apple, okay? Because that's what's going on. All right, ladies, please show me your answers.
You know, I just want to say it's the way it could have been any of these.
That was the point. That was the point. All right. Bobby said A, CBS.
Oh my God.
Danielle said B, ABC.
I was going to say ABC.
So what I do want to say is, for those who are watching, I do not believe either of them have watched this show prior to me telling them to watch it.
I have
so
not.
It is completely even based. They are coming in with no knowledge. And because they're coming in with no knowledge, you know, we do have someone who's right, and it's going to be Bobby. It was CBS.
Oh my God.
CBS was very upset that they passed on it. And it's because when they pitched the show, they did not tell them that Red Fox, who was a very well-known comedian at the time, who plays Fred Sanford, we'll get farther into that. They didn't tell them that he was going to be the main character, and they didn't tell them it was based on like a Black family, which at that point, you know, we had some other shows that were around that was the same type of premise. And because they didn't mention the different races, they were like, oh, we already have All in the Family. We already have A, B, C, and D. Like, why do we need another show? And then Sanford and Son became a thing on NBC. So yeah, Bobby's in the lead.
Okay, period.
All right, so now let's get to the analysis part of the show. So this series follows Fred Sanford and his son Lamont as they operate a junk and antique dealership out of their home in Los Angeles. It is a multicam. It is a sitcom comedy. It has an average runtime of 22 to 24 minutes without commercials, and its primary filming location was in Burbank, California, under NBC Studios. And I believe it stayed under NBC the entire time. It didn't have any like channel switches or production company differences. It was just with them. And the theme song is called Street Beater. Dun-na, 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 dun. A very iconic song. It's, you know, it's up there. I think for those who watch shows during that time, it's up there with Good Times and stuff. In the Jeffersons, like if you watch that all, it all came together. And so my next trivia question is going to be, who is the composer? And that's the question.
Okay.
All right.
What's the name of that one guy?
Again, everybody, the question is, who is the composer of their theme song Street Beater? And honestly, this person composed majority of the music for the show.
My pen died. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. 5 more seconds.
I'm ready.
All right, Bobby, put that pen down. Let me see your answers.
Girl.
Ooh, okay, so Bobby wrote Stevie Wonder Girl, and Danielle wrote Quincy Jones. So that is a point for Danielle. It is Quincy Jones.
I was about to say Quincy Jones is a really good guess. Even if you were guessing
it,
like that's a good one.
I didn't try to make the questions extremely difficult. I want you to get a chance to do it. But Quincy Jones pretty much produced everything. Black everything. So I said, hey, maybe from their context clues of the other episodes, they will put that into perspective. So we are now tied. I feel like I need to like constantly say what the score is, because this is really a buzzer beater moment.
It is. I'm sweating. I'm wearing a hoodie. Okay. Like literally my armpits are wet.
Okay, and then so just for hindsight, for everyone who is listening or watching, the pilot episode is called Crosswords. However, I did have Bobby and Danielle watch season 2, episode 15, which is called The Big Party, which is where another character who was a main character named Esther gets introduced. I personally thought Esther was in the entire show. I never knew anything different because all the episodes I've seen has Esther in it. So I was like, oh wait, I at least got to introduce him to another character. If you have not watched the pilot episode, it's just Lamont and Sanford. It's just them two. So I think it kind of, not only having them watch that second episode, added Esther, but they got to, I think Fred Sanford was pretty mild in this pilot episode, and I think he got a little crazy in after the first season, because you know, you can only do so much type of comedy on TV at that time. But yeah, we're just going to talk about Cross Swords, the pilot episode. I just had them watch that for reference. But if you are looking for an episode to introduce other characters, start at season 2, episode 15. So Cross Sword basically follows Lamont, who bought this antique that he knew cost a lot of money. And he bought it from this woman, I think he didn't even know where it was. It was where all the rich people live, the old movie stars. That's what he called it. And at first they weren't gonna sell it to an antique store. He was like, oh, we can get more money for this. And then they went to an auction, and they had this moment where they kept trying to do the subtle things that people do when they're bidding to get it all the way up. And then of course, you know, Fred, as he does, was like, oh, I could do it too, and max them out at 2,000, and they end up having to buy it. And then he knocked it down on the ground. So, you know, it's a lot of stick comedy, and I don't know, rewatching it made me laugh. I feel like it kind of held up. So that's that. And then the other episode is about a party with Esther and her church group and stuff. So if you want to watch that episode, that's that. So let's get into the characters. Okay, first we start off with Fred Sanford, iconic comedian known as Red Fox, also Chicago Red, because he grew up with red hair. He plays Fred Sanford, the owner of this antique junkyard. You know, he's very funny. He's sarcastic. You know, he doesn't beat around the bush. He says how he feels. Just an overall funny person, I guess, to say it that way. Lamont, you know, is his son. And as established in the first episode, his wife has been deceased for 20 years. Something that happens with his character, he has a couple of things that he does. He calls a lot of people "you big dummy." That's his catch line for the entire show, of the entire series. He also pretends to have like a heart attack every time Lamont is mean to him. And he like mocks his wife when she had it. And I believe that was actually based off of his mother. Like every time him and his siblings did something that his mother didn't like, she would pretend like she was going to pass out. So he seemed like he had a great source of comedic value to it. So that's something that he did a lot. And yeah, he kind of just do what he want to do. His character at the time is 65. And that leads us to our next trivia question, not bonus question. We actually usually have bonus questions, and we don't have bonus questions this time. So you either win or you lose. Period. Okay. It's multiple choice. Red Fox wore makeup to age himself for his character, Fred Sanford. Fred Sanford was 65 years old. But how old was Red Fox? A, 48. B, 49. C, 50. D, 51.
Oh, I don't like this.
Now, how the hell are we supposed to?
Now, wait a minute.
Now, I'll make my best guess, I guess, you know, like.
Can you say it one more time?
Red Fox wore makeup to age himself for his character, Fred Sanford. Fred Sanford was 65, but how old was Red Fox? A, 48. B, 49. C, 50. D, 51. Bobby, are you writing things down?
I'm crying on the inside, actually.
I'll explain why this is a question after, but I don't want to give y'all too much time to think.
Now, can I ask a follow-up question?
No.
Okay.
Because I don't know what the follow-up question is. So no. Let me see your answers. Okay, so wait, I have to read all of this. Bobby said 48A. Danielle said 49 ? Girl IDK. Okay.
That's real.
I love that answer. A very solid answer. I expect nothing less from people who didn't watch the show. The answer is 49. He was 49 years old.
Period.
What was your follow-up question?
I was gonna ask if they did if they put like a wig on him or anything, or if like his hair was his own hair as well, because he was like balding just a little bit up there, and he was like completely gray. So I was trying to use that to gauge.
Something that I did say when I first talked about his character was that his name was Chicago Red because he had red hair.
Yes.
So that should have given you a hint that his hair color probably wasn't his hair color in the show. I also
don't know when people go gray. Now that I think about it,
I actually don't know how that question would have helped you at all, because
just
the
I'm
ages go from like 48, 49, 50, 51. So I don't. It's not like you had too many years to choose from. But like I said, this is an episode that is meant to be a determining episode. Okay. Last episode, I chose girlfriends, and they both knew it, and they both knew a lot about girlfriends. This episode is an episode about a show that they know nothing about other than the 2 episodes that they watched. So I had to make it fair in the questions and not make it too far out the box. So
yeah,
that was that. Danielle 2, Bobby 1. Okay, so now we have Lamont Sanford. He is Fred Sanford's son. He's played by Dedmon Wilson. And, he is just trying to, see the stars and be rich. And, he's trying to get it from up under his father because he drives him crazy. But obviously we see that his father, has a soft spot because in the pilot, Fred wrote a suicide note that wasn't real. And then Lamont found it. And he said, the police were like, how much does he weigh? And he was like, 184. And then Fred came by him and was like 185, So he can't ever get a break. Lamont be going through it at all times. When you watch the show, actually, I think past the second episode, I think, is when he gets introduced that he actually has a fiance right now that breaks it off with him. So he kind of has some love quarrels, little things here and there.
Okay.
And yeah, he doesn't really plan on taking over the business. But it lasted for 6 seasons. So I don't know what to tell him. But yeah, that's Lamont. He was, the 70s man with the afro, all that.
The bell bottoms.
The bell bottoms. It was very 70s. And let me tell you, we don't talk about the sets usually in this show, but the set was crowded. If you have ADHD,
yes,
if you have OCD, you are gonna be not okay. Like,
that was not for you.
I think as a child watching them walk around the set, I think my brain just registered that everything was the same color. So I didn't really see everything that was in there. Watching it as an adult, I was like, oh, I thought the junkyard was a part of the house. I didn't know it was the house.
Oh,
now I do. As a child, I didn't know, because the set is fairly one tone. And also, I know we kind of talked about the pilot, but something I thought was really funny, the way that they introduced Fred Sanford, they show the whole living room, and then they show him sitting at a piano acting like he's playing it when really he's just cleaning it. And I just thought it was so funny that they went off set and you could see the end of the set in the shot. I was like, wow, they were really doing things different in the 1970s. I was like, how far over are they gonna go? And you just saw that wall ended. I was like, wow, things were different.
Yeah, they said we're gonna keep going.
Yeah,
until we feel.
Yeah, that was completely a part of the entire plan. And they had a live audience back then. They live audiences was live audience,
and it showed. You could tell
they were cracking up. Okay,
cracking up. They were screaming, hollering.
I wasn't screaming and hollering, but I did get a couple audible laughs, and I've never felt more like my mother than today. So I was like, not me getting the jokes as an adult and laughing because this nigga is so unhinged. Anyway, now we're gonna go to Esther Anderson. That is played by LaWanda Page. Esther Anderson is she is Fred Sanford's sister-in-law and Lamont's aunt. She comes in that episode that we were talking about earlier, the big party episode. And she is, if not taking no wooden nickels as much as Red was, she wasn't taking not a dime. Okay. They kept up with each other. Their dynamic is probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen. They go at each other. It is something to know if you've never seen the two of them. Mind you, this was in the 70s. Red Fox is a lighter skinned man, and Esther is a darker skinned woman. So I think sometimes, not necessarily in the episode that they watch, they do make those type of jokes, but oh my gosh, she would beat that man up. And he know it, but he
Okay.
can't show it.
She was ready to go.
And she had to.
She said, hit me if you want to. And honestly, we don't get characters like that no more. Other than like
No.
Medea.
Right.
I would love to see some no nonsense, auntie characters like that. That's in mainstream and not just in like, I don't want to say the show because people out like, we don't get no more
Put it in the
like the
chat.
mom from Everybody Hates Chris.
Right. Let us know.
Put it in the chat.
Type. No, because I think it might show up on the screen. I I don't know. She's a character you don't see a lot. And I think their dynamic is really something special on the show, even though they hate each other. They family. And they rip each other a lot.
Yeah.
I don't really know too much about her character in terms of the fact that's kind of like who she is in the whole thing. So the next characters are not characters that were introduced at all to you guys, so I'm just gonna read them. Woody Anderson, aka Uncle Woody, is played by Raymond Allen. I want to say, I don't want to look it up because it's gonna take me too long, but I want to say Raymond Allen is a very like popular actor from that time period. You can look him up. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I think he's a very popular actor. Grady Wilson, he plays and Grady Wilson is a character as well, played by Whitman Mayo, which I could be confusing the two of them, but I'm assuming by your head nods you recognize him. So and then Bubba Bexley is played by Don Bexley, and like I said, these are kind of like secondary characters. And because they weren't in the original episode, I'm not really going to go into them. They're just kind of people in their lives. One is a friend. One is, like I said, an uncle and things of that nature. So, guys, after watching 2 episodes of Sanford and Son, and maybe even getting where certain things come from, like meme-wise, why is this show uniquely Black? I honestly just wrote, it's as Black as it gets. I don't know how to explain it, but it's I don't know how to explain it. It is literally Black people being Black and being funny.
It's funny because when you think of it as like an adult perspective of like your relationship with your parents, I feel like that's kind of how it becomes. That's why this show, I was like, it's real funny because the jokes be landing. And what you could say, not that we don't be talking crazy to our parents now. Let's make that.
Lamont.
Let's say that.
Lamont was a little.
The way that we talk now is different from when we were children. So I'm just saying, like, I think it's easily connectable, if that's a word, to how people are in everyday life with their parents. So.
I also think that it's uniquely Black because of that specific dynamic. I feel like our generation of millennials and zillennials are in this area of life where we have to parent our parents. And I feel like there's like something unique to being a Black child having to parent your parent. And I feel like that's Lamont and Sanford 100%. Like coming from 2 different generations of Black people, Sanford saying a little bit more edgier things, Lamont trying to be on the right and arrow, making money. And you sometimes you gotta go tell them to go and sit in the room. Sometimes you gotta tell them go sit down.
Yeah, like you in the way. As we
you in the way, go sit down.
Like for real. Yeah, this was some Black stuff. I mean, it was one of those, like, if you know, the girls that get it, and we get it.
And we got it.
I watched the second episode that you had us watch with my grandma. She came over and she was like, Bobby, I don't know how you're not cracking a smile right now. Like, they're hilarious. I'm over there like chuckling. She's over there open mouth, like head back, laughing. I'm like, you're relating a little bit too much right now, but I love that for you. I do. I honestly can't really explain more other than the fact that it's just like a cultural thing, like certain things. And you know what? Not to say that like somebody that's not Black couldn't watch this show and not get the jokes and not laugh. It's just like a deeper level of understanding. especially like when it comes to facial expressions, mannerisms, intonation, inflection. Like the girls that get it, and that's it.
I love that you watched this with your grandmother.
Had to,
because I know she was having herself the best times.
She was
having herself a good time watching this.
Good time.
Yes.
And I think, like you said, it's kind of like what was known don't need to be said. That's why I said it's as black as it get, and I don't really have no other way to explain it. Like it's just, I think it's also like that old black, like that old, like we especially because like there is a reason why you don't see that many older people like that now, but back then I feel like that age difference between parents of like your parents being in their 60s and you being in your 30s, or you being in your 20s, your parents being in your 40s, like that was a very normal thing, and especially when you had a lot of kids. So I feel like it really does feel like in a way it's so many generations separated that you just like, mama, we don't do that no more. That's not normal. That's not. And then you got people like Fred who don't care
at
all.
And Fred reminds me of my grandmother when he picked up the phone and was like, I don't know who you think you're talking to, but you're not cutting off my phone. I'm like, and my grandma, she was laughing at that. And I'm like, I know why you're laughing, because that's actually
because it's you.
I know it, because I'ma just be standing there like, please let it stop. Just let it end. Like I can't.
Not you. You're not gonna. Hello. He said you're not gonna cut out. Hello. I said, sir, hanging up is a real thing. Okay,
right.
Like, hang up on you.
Like, girl.
And that's good comedy too, because they don't do that no more. They're not gonna call you and say, hey, we about to cut off your phone. They're gonna send you a text and an email, and if you don't respond after the second one, it's getting shut off.
Yeah,
they're
maybe a letter.
Talk with you, you know. So it's like the simplicity of the decade too. The issues they were dealing with is a little bit more like simple than our complicated tech world. So yeah, he could call up the phone company, be like, how you gonna tell me because I'm late, you gonna cut off my phone?
He said, who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
How dare you? Like, I know I didn't pay. I know I didn't pay.
I know.
So, like,
what you want? Hello?
Click.
Hello.
Not them.
I will say, I got a good laugh out of that.
I think it's saying they are that whole like the whole first episode of them going back and forth making them faces. I was like, baby, you better stop. You better stop.
That was funny.
That was what he said. I said,
when he opened his shirt, he went
like, I mean, the physical comedy, I just feel like it holds up. Like it's so I think, like I said, I'm glad I made you guys watch another episode, because I don't remember Fred Sanford being as low key as he was in the first episode. That second thing I had y'all watch, it really showed you how he be running off at the mouth. Like he really do be wilding. This first episode, he was like, son, love me. But that other episode, he was like, I give you a 2-knuckle, give you one up here, one up here, one up here. I'm taller enough.
You know what? When he was talking to Esther and he was like, your family don't have outer beauty, y'all. And she was like, we have inner beauty. He said, you better take your liver and put it on your face.
That shit was funny.
Television.
Hilarious.
That was called good writing. Okay.
It made me want to buy a Red Fox record and sneak downstairs in the middle of the night and turn it on. You know,
I could
just to listen.
Honestly, I could see that. Like if you were a child during that time, I can absolutely see. Now, what I do know his comedy more so leaned on like Richard Pryor level. So if you do that, just prepare your ears to know you're not in this decade. But you can't do too much. But they was going at each other. She was like, "You was drunk during the wedding." He was like, "Yeah, because I didn't want to look at your ugly family." I said,
"Like, yo, and it's hilarious because that's some real shit right there. Like that's so real." Like
she said, "I'm cute. We have true beauty. Well, you better take your lip and put it on your face."
Wait.
Like they don't do it like the girls ain't doing it like that no more.
I was like, no, you did it.
People ain't writing like that no more. Like it's good comedy. It's good comedy. Very and good. It still holds up. So yeah. This is why I wanted to do this episode, because I watched it when it was on MTV. I mean MTV. Jesus. MeTV.
Because I was about to say
I watched it when it was on MeTV. So I watched it as like reruns, but I just remember it being funny. Like I remember his walk, his little side to side walk. I remember the dana. I remember you big dummy. I remember all that. Like, it just hit. Sanford and Son was a good show. I hope this catches a millennial's eye and you go watch it if you haven't. Next trivia question is up, and it is once again
wow.
It's not multiple choice.
Ooh.
Fill in the blank. Short answer.
The question is,
okay,
out of the list of actors that I read to you,
damn it,
and I hope you can put their names or their real names. I just hope y'all use common sense with this one.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Which two actors grew up together?
Okay, let's just...
For the people in the back, the question is, which two actors grew up together?
Wait, actors, not characters? I guess it doesn't really... Well,
which
never mind.
two actors grew up together? You got about 5 seconds. 3, 2, Bobby, put your paper up. Let's see. Which two actors grew up together? Okay, so for the people who are listening, Bobby wrote Woody and Fred, question mark, question mark, question mark, help please. And then Danielle wrote Red Fox and Lady that played Esther. Okay, you can both take your things down. Well, Danielle, you are correct. It is LaWanda Page. So a little bit of backstory on the two of them. They grew up together, and she is the reason why he is the reason why she's on the show. They filled in, he wanted her to be on the show. She got on the show, and even when they were thinking about taking her character off the show, he was like, no, you can't fire her. Period. She can do the job. So they were like this. They harp on each other a lot, but they grew up together. They were childhood friends, and he got her this job, and they worked together on Sanford and Son for the next five seasons.
I guess that makes sense because they're like nemesises.
I just thought about age. I was like,
yeah. That's why I said
I didn't even know.
Ignore that. No one saw that.
what?
That's why I said. That's why I said let's do comment. I've only introduced you to 3 queer characters. So
yeah, who's Woody?
Exactly.
Woody's Ray Allen or whatever.
Unless you saw the picture. Now, if you messed yourself up and looked at the picture of the actor, then yeah, you probably would be like, oh, they're around the same age. But no, it was the actors that I saw you. The two of them were close in real life. He was not finna let her go down like that. So yes. Okay. All right.
Okay, that's fine.
My next section that I really love is called Season Wrap, and this is kind of where we talk about the show's performance and legacy overall. So, altogether, the show has 6 seasons. I think it's like 163 episodes. I don't know. That's not a question in this. So
I was prepared. Okay, when I tell you, when I was on Amazon Prime, I said, okay, 6 seasons. How many episodes are in this season?
See, this is what I learned.
That's what you get.
This is what I learned with the two of them. They try to Google stuff.
Wait a minute.
Prior. No, because we had this conversation last week when I was on. See, y'all thought I don't know why y'all think I can't hear when I'm tallying up the stuff. You openly had a conversation about trying to look up girlfriend facts so that you can win. So,
but like for fun.
I don't. You're fun. Yeah,
we were joking.
So the episode count is not on here. Yeah, that's what you get. That's what both of you get.
Man, I was ready for that one.
Up.
I didn't look nothing up either. Not one.
Right. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you didn't.
I did it.
Because the episode number is not in there. That's not the final question.
Okay, well.
It had 13 nominations, and it was one of the top 10 highest rated series on American television from its season of 1972 throughout its 5th season, which was like 1975, 1976. It was in like the top 5 rated shows in Nielsen the Nielsen rating, which is a like kind of like manual rating system that they were able to do to count people who are watching to see what shows are popular. This show also had a couple of what is the word? Spinoffs. They had a couple of spinoffs. They weren't too, successful, and I think they even brought the show back at some point, but it didn't really stick around. So the original show is really what gets people like in love with it. So yeah, and then the show's legacy. I mean, again, the iconic walk of, oh crap, I mixed George Jefferson together with him. But Red Sanford do have a walk. Fred Sanford do have a walk. It's not the side to side walk, but the walk, you know, his costume, him as a character, his taglines, the theme song, very catchy. You hear it enough, you know it for life. Him and Esther back and forth, like I think this show really like raised a generation, and I'm really thankful that I got to be a part of the generation that it wasn't like that it wasn't meant for, because it really is like I think it's one of those shows, if you want to watch Black television, is one of those shows you need to watch. And you don't have to watch the whole thing, but it is a pioneer of TV in Black TV. It's so much a pioneer that this is my next question. Trivia question, multiple choice.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yes.
The show's ratings was so high that it drove what show off air in 1974?
Ooh.
A.
Ooh.
Three's Company. B. MASH. C. All in the Family. Or D. Brady Bunch.
Ooh, wait.
I'm sorry, can you repeat it one more time?
I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna read it again. You know, I read it for the people. I read it for the people who are also listening.
Okay.
And want to participate. The show's rating was so high that it drove what show off air in 1974, which I want to just reiterate. 1974 is around its second or third season. So it wasn't even like fully into the 6 seasons yet. It was so successful that it drove what show off air? A. Three's Company. B. MASH. C. All in the Family. Or D. The Brady Bunch.
Okay.
I'm going to give y'all about 5 seconds because you just have to write down a letter. And please, everyone, show me your boards, papers, pens.
Oh,
wait. First, this is cute. Okay.
Yeah.
So Bobby wrote A, B, C, D, put a letter through, circled B, and wrote MASH.
Oh, that's cute, Bobby.
And then Danielle also wrote MASH. And I just want to say, you could put your papers down. For those who don't understand that reference, it's from when we played MASH as a kid. Unless that's not what you were going for.
Oh, you know what?
Okay, never mind.
I didn't know. That's how I used to take tests as a child.
Right. Just kidding. Never mind.
But that's cute. That's cute.
So for Bobby and the other people, MASH was a game that we played where it stand for, I think, mansion, apartment, shelter, house. And it basically you got to like shack. There you go. And you got to like basically create your own little fake life on paper in elementary school. It was the same time we were making them S's. So the people who get it. The girls who get it.
The girls who get it, yeah.
All right. Neither of them are correct. The real answer is the Brady Bunch.
And that was the only one that I crossed off because I was sure that was not the answer.
Yeah.
Well, it is.
I don't know white TV. I barely know Black TV.
Well, all of these shows are white TV. So
yeah. You said Three's Company? I went, girl.
Yeah. And I was like, if I put Good Times in there, they're going to scratch that out as an answer. They're going to be like, it wasn't Good Times. So I was like, no, we have to keep it in the family and go with the Brady Bunch.
And you know what? That's fair of you. MASH is the only one I knew. I had to go into my uncle's spring break bag from like age 5, 6. You know, that one uncle that just stays with the Westerns.
Yes.
You know?
MASH is not a Western. Cool. So
I thought it was.
I was actually just about to say MASH is a really good show. It's not a Black show, but you should watch it if you haven't. And now for those who don't know, MASH. Have you seen MASH? Have you seen anything MASH related?
I really thought that we were
MASH is a military show, Bobby. It is.
She's going through it. She said, "Wait, what have I been watching?"
I could have sworn it was.
No, it is not a Western. It's fully military. It might as well be what's that other show? Maybe that's the show I'm thinking of. But no, MASH is a military show.
Oh my God.
So much so that it was kind of like that show, from what I've heard. People who are not millennials but are Gen X, it's kind of like that show of when you heard the MASH theme song, that's when they knew it was time to go to bed. because at that point, I don't think television ran all night. So like MASH was one of the last things that came on TV. So yeah, no, MASH is fully about the Army, or I think it's about the Army or the Navy. It's probably not the Navy. I think the Army's green.
Oh, so it's like what? Marine, Army, S.
Oh. Yeah, what is that?
That's not. No. That's not. No. Let's just. Well,
I'm not trying to offend nobody from the military.
We will just move on to that, because when I said military show, I did not mean that MASH stood for the letters in the military.
Oh man. It's okay, Bobby.
No, Bobby.
It's all right.
No,
it's all right.
I'm gonna just stop talking.
You tried though.
I tried really hard.
Really hard.
Poor baby.
Really
poor. You poor.
An effort was made.
No, MASH is not. That's not. I'm gonna just read you a very quick synopsis so you don't go.
That would be really helpful.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
The show is an ensemble piece revolving around key personnel in the U.S. Army Mobile Army Surgical Hospital in the Korean War in 1950 to 1950.
Mobile Army Surgical Hospital.
Yeah.
What in the Grey's Anatomy is going on?
Marine Army didn't know it. I remember them being in surgical tents, but I didn't want to be wrong. So yeah,
interesting.
No.
It's like
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy meets
the military.
What are those people called? Oh, the Peace Corps. It's like Grey's Anatomy and the Peace Corps.
They were. I wouldn't say that. They were the MASH for the Korean War. So I wouldn't say Peace Corps.
Oh, I'm really gonna stop talking.
I wouldn't say Peace Corps. But so yeah, for those who don't know, I watch a lot of television. So this was just this had nothing to do with the show. I just needed Bobby to not go and tell somebody that in real life that MASH was a Western.
I swear I
thought we couldn't have that. We just simply can't. We can't do that with our brothers and sisters. We can't have us out here walking around saying the wrong thing.
Our reputation would be,
because I know Bobby's grandmother watches this show and she's gonna eat her up alive.
As she should.
Yeah, because she be commenting on our posts and stuff, watching her show, just talking to me about it.
Your grandmother and parent is going to eat you up alive.
Yeah.
For saying that MASH was a Western.
Sorry.
Let's just go to the final portion of this show.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. So our final thoughts section is just us kind of talking about what we think about the show and why we think it's successful. So first question is, what are your personal feelings about the show outside of it being uniquely Black? Like, how do you feel about being introduced to this show? Would you watch it again? Do you get the allure? Is there any other things that you want to know about the show? Things like that.
So I'll say, when I was watching the show, I was actually cooking dinner and I was hearing the jokes and I'll be like, and I was like, you know what? Let me just go. Like, I have to focus and see what's going on. So I feel like it's a show that like pulls you in. You want to, you want to get to know the characters. You want to see what's going on. I think that I would be interested in continuing it, because since we did, watch 2 different episodes, I want to see like the in-between and see like how they progress throughout the seasons. But I think it's a funny show. They had great characters. The jokes hit for this show being as, I don't want to say as old, but you know what I mean? Like as
kind of old.
As old as it is, like the jokes the jokes that I heard, I don't know if there's any out-of-pocket jokes. There probably are. But the jokes that I heard, yeah. So I'm gonna just say what I've heard has hit. So,
And Bobby,
me personally, if anything's like over like 40 years old and it makes me laugh, it's like it holds up. I mean, so I liked it. I would watch it again. I probably won't, only because I have a really long list of stuff to get through.
That's fair.
Unless I'm like,
fair.
I ran out.
Yeah.
What I will say is, which I did not know, I just chose this show. I didn't know that. I think it has like 6 days left on Amazon Prime. Or
I saw that.
It's Peacock.
It's 13 days left on Amazon Prime.
So I don't know what's about to happen to the show. So It's really unfortunate because this episode doesn't come out until way after that.
Oh damn!
Oh,
Sorry,
you're right.
y'all.
Sorry,
For
y'all.
you guys, if you want to watch the show,
Sucks.
please watch it before that, because I think by the time this episode comes out, it will no longer be on either of those platforms. But I think like it's a show that you could probably like find episodes of on YouTube. Honestly, Tubi has everything. You could probably watch it there.
You know what? I'm gonna wait. Continue, Brie.
Okay. So
Oh,
no,
I have one more thing to
yeah.
say, actually, if you don't mind. So when I was like 13, my aunt came to live with us, and she made a Sanford and Son reference because my dad had a red pickup truck at the time. And yes, and so I was like, who's Sanford? And she was born in, maybe I shouldn't.
Don't
Okay. Yeah, no, let me not. But she did grow up watching the show. And I remember she did like a full on like face palm and just went, "Oh child, there's so much that you need to know." And you know what? This is for you, Aunt Kim. This is for you.
Now
Because
you gotta
I
share with
watched it.
Aunt Kim. You gotta share with
Right.
Aunt Kim.
Yeah.
Because
Hi,
something
Aunt Kim.
recently just happened like that for me too. My mom, she I don't know what the name is for lifesavers, but apparently it was a name before that was started with a C, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I ate those." And then she held up the lifesavers bag, and I was like, "Okay, well that say lifesavers, so I don't
Right.
know
What
what
you
you're saying."
Like,
And every once in a while, you know, you'll be talking to people and they age you out. Every once in a while, you get aged out. That happened to me quite a few times in New Orleans.
yeah. And it's humbling when it happens when you're talking to someone who's younger than you. It's like, oh fuck.
I don't know if I've had that. Know what? No, actually I have. Shout out to one of my old coworkers, Daze. He was when I tell people about the, you know, he's like a 60-year-old man in a 21-year-old body. And he was so disgusted to know that I have not seen certain movies. And I tried to explain him that was the premise of our Hot Combs and Popcorn show, is
Right.
to, you know, this part is for the TV, other parts for the movie, and to expose people to, you know, Black things. And he was like, "You've never seen this?" And I was like, "No, my parents have never sat me down for 8 hours to watch Roots. I'm sorry, I don't know what you want me to do." Like, I was watching
It
SpongeBob.
all comes
I was
back to
strong.
Roots.
I was strong into SpongeBob and the things of my
Oh
age.
my God.
Do you see how we were catered to as I don't know how he skipped the generations.
I don't know, but I love that for him.
I was like, you should just tell us things to watch, and then you can get a shout out like today.
Yeah.
Hi, Daze. So yeah. Next question is, what makes this show successful? So from what all that you know about the characters you've been introduced to, about the things you may have heard from family members who referenced it, you know, why do you think this show ended up being so successful?
Oh, you want to go?
Go ahead.
Okay. I was just gonna say, I think it all well, not all, but like it kind of winds down to the casting in this case, because if those two did not mesh together, the show will be done. It's literally Sanford and Son. So like Sanford and the Son had to, you know, they had to be close. And I feel like in what I have seen so far, the two of them give like father-son dynamic. They give adult father and son dynamic. And I think that the casting team on that end, they really did what needed to be done. Even with characters like Esther, like they really showed like the a real family dynamic. Like sometimes you just gonna have a family member that you don't kick it with, okay? It's gonna be on site every time.
Oh, it's always one.
There's always one.
Always one.
So I definitely I think that they successfully did that. Even like when it comes down to the writing, like we talked about earlier, the jokes really slap. They really still hit. What I have heard. I'm not going to claim every joke that is out there because I don't know every joke that's out there. But yeah, I think those two, the writing and the casting, really brought it home.
Yeah. I was just gonna say it all boils down to the girls that get it. Like they made a Black show for Black people. And you know what we did? Watched it. Because it's funny. And it's just nice to know that there's other people out there that get it like you. Okay, I recently watched a something about Black Twitter, and how it was so affirming to know that like we really are all living the same life in whatever it is, like whatever meme, whatever.
Wait, send that to me. I wanna continue.
Yeah. So yeah, so I think shows like this, like Sanford and Son, that's like a reminder that we really are all living the same life and we can all kiki about it together. Obviously Twitter didn't exist back then, but you know, we all need a little like a landing pad to touch base with each other. And I feel like shows like this are successful because that's what we've all been waiting for real. Yeah, that's it.
I agree.
I also feel like for a show that's showing like, you know, they're talking about their struggles, their money struggles, stuff like that, but they also don't like let it, I don't want to say consume them, but like, you know what I mean? Like they still have good times, no pun intended. They still have, you know, like laughs and all this stuff. Like it's still like a good family dynamic, even though they're going through it. And I think that that's something of the time that people really could relate to. Like, you know, we financially, whatever, we're kind of in the mud right now, but we're gonna make it work, you know? So I think that that was really real and still is really real for people.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like, you know, like Bobby said, the girls who get it, they get it. It's very a particular type of comedy. Um, I was actually I was looking up something else to see how old Lamont and Fred was in real life compared to each other, to see if they were even close in age. But then I found this really fun fact that it says in the autobiography of Malcolm X called Chicago Red, who is also Fred Sanford, the funniest dishwasher on this earth. And I think that is a great way to explain him. That is the most old person thing I've ever heard someone say. And I agree.
I can't.
Is this the Hot Comes and Popcorn multiverse right now?
No, maybe. Yes.
You know?
I think it is.
Malcolm X already came out. So
yep. It is.
It
Wow.
is.
Yeah, he called him the funniest dishwasher on earth. And, you know, Fred Sanford, he's from the South Side Chicago. You know, a little something for us. But, you know, I don't know. It's just, I feel like a lot of the stuff that happened in the show and like a lot of the stuff that the show was kind of made around was around the personal lives of the two of them. And I know that specifically Red Fox had a lot of personal connection to the characters and stuff. And so I feel like it made it more authentic, you know. He also had physical health, like physical stuff. And I think him doing the big one, quote unquote, every time Lamont say something to hurt his feelings and pretend like he having heart palpitations. Like I think we all know that one family member is dramatic and it's just gonna be like, oh my God, like I feel like it's just so Black. I don't know how else to explain it. And I think it opened up the doors for Black people to be funny in that way on TV because he was known for being a dirty comic. He was the funniest dishwasher in the world, as Malcolm X said. He was known for being like a raunchy comedian. And I think the later the seasons went on, the raunchier he got. And it kind of was like not something you really saw on TV, not primetime TV. I heard that they were originally given quote unquote the death spot on NBC, which I'm not sure what time that is. It's probably like 9 or 10 o'clock or 3 or 4. I don't know what that would have been back then, but they still succeeded. So it just shows you like good writing, good comedy prevails across the board, period. All right. So I'm not gonna lie, Bobby. I'm not gonna lie. Danielle has 3 points. Bobby, you have 1 point.
So what are we gonna do?
I'm not giving extra points out this time.
Okay.
Every point that you had to have had to be earned.
That's fair. I earned my 1.
So
Danielle,
I'm in such a rock and a hard place. I'm not gonna add anything. This is just kind of how it is. We do have a final trivia question that you can wager points for, but you know, I'm not gonna tell y'all what to wager.
I'm wagering. Oh, can I say what I'm wagering?
Okay, so first, please write it down on a piece of paper.
Okay.
What you're wagering. Because honestly, what's going to either happen is either Danielle's going to win or it's going to end up in a tie. So I wasn't really expecting that to happen. So,
Well,
what are we wagering, guys? Bobby's wagering at 1 point. Danielle's wagering at 1 point. So, like I said, if Danielle wins, she wins. If Bobby wins, they will be 2-2. So, I just wasn't prepared for this outcome.
Well,
so may the best woman win. That's all I can really say.
Okay, let's just go from here. Let's just see what happens.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna reread. This is all about context. I have to give you guys the same. I have to give you the same fairness.
Okay.
I mentioned how many nominations they had.
Yes.
The final trivia question is, how many awards did Sanford and Son win? And the final trivia questions are usually whoever gets the closest. And this is going to be whoever gets the closest. So again, for the people in the back, how many awards did Sanford and Son win? I feel like I'm just gonna, while y'all doing that, while y'all trying to figure it out, I'm just gonna find a tiebreaker because I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. Please show me your answers.
Well, this is it. This is it. This is it.
Okay. So
I'm gonna throw something.
So, for those who are listening, Bobby put 2, Danielle put 7, as in the amount of awards.
Oh my god.
Altogether, they had 13 nominations, and altogether, Sanford and Son won 1 award. So
we're back. We are so back.
We're just gonna go into a tiebreaker.
Wait.
What do you mean? Wait, I don't know what else to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you, Danielle.
And they won 1 award. I made this so very fair. It couldn't have been even more fair. There was no favoritism. Okay.
You didn't even give us extra points.
I didn't even give you extra points. I give you bonus points. So, wow. That okay. For the people who are listening, I am going to just find a random fun fact and they're gonna have to guess what it is because at this point. God damn it. Okay.
I need to pray.
Okay.
You do need to pray.
But I'm gonna just pray it away.
Give me what you deserve.
Okay, wait, no, copyright. Because you know what, Brie, you always remember. I can't help it. I be singing.
It's okay.
This is a good question. This will also be whoever gets closest without going over.
Okay.
This is the tiebreaker. How much did the Sanford and Son salvage truck sell for in 1987?
Like in real life?
Yeah, what do you?
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
In 1987. Okay.
In 1987.
In 1987, it was purchased by someone in Argos, Indiana. In 1987, like how much did the original Sanford and Son truck sell for?
Shit.
You cannot go over.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Oh wait. Okay. Oh my god. I'm
gonna throw up. Hold on.
While they're thinking, I'm gonna read the fun fact.
Oh my god.
Kept the 1951 Ford One at his own Las Vegas home after the original series ended, returning it briefly to NBC for Sanford, which is one of their spinoffs. At an auction, Bill Milks bought it, and Donald Dimmitt of Dimmitt Salvage in Argos purchased it from Milks in 1987. So this is that from Milks is how much it sold for finally. We don't know how much it sold in the auction. So how much did the original red Sanford and Son truck sell for in 1987? Bobby, you got like 5 seconds. You cannot go over. Please. Let me see.
What do you want from me? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay, because there's such a discrepancy in that.
It's the fact that we both changed our answers that's really taking me out. It went down by like. Wait, I'm crying.
I'm gonna. Okay, we're gonna, for the fairness of the fairness, we're gonna do this one more time.
I literally have a.
We're gonna do this one more time.
45.
You both went over. So we're gonna do this one more time, and please, let's think about the 1987.
$33,000 for a truck.
For a used truck
in 1987.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm trying to think in like 1987 math. Anyway, it's also like famous.
Anyway,
Jesus
was also over.
Okay. The fact that you were over is
so please.
Okay.
How much did the Sanford and Son salvage truck sell for in 1987?
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Me too.
Show me your answers.
Oh, I almost put that. Wait.
Okay.
She said, okay. Why'd she say it like that?
It sounds like we have a winner. Hold on.
Why'd she say it like that?
I actually just shit, messing up.
My chest feels tight.
Yeah, I actually cannot breathe. I don't like this.
I don't either.
The anticipation, I feel it bubbling in my gut.
Oh, she's looking up.
Okay, she's ready. Okay, what's up?
The winner of the Sanford and Son episode, coming back from their 3-1 lead, is Bobby. The truck sold for $3,500.
It really is giving 2016 NBA Finals. Like, am I Golden State right now?
What do you mean Golden State? Do you mean Cleveland?
No, it was Golden State versus Oklahoma City, right?
Oh, I thought you were talking about when Golden State lost their 3-1 lead to Cleveland.
Oh no, that did happen another time, but no, I'm talking about the other one. Danielle, actually, I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna look away.
So
nothing you gotta say.
So I just want to read y'all the order in which these wins happened. Danielle, Bobby. So we're
actually gonna have to fight.
We're actually going to a death match. We're actually going to Game 7 because this is ridiculous.
This is crazy.
Okay.
So high.
Game 7.
And
is upon us.
Can I give a victory speech?
No. I don't. No.
Okay.
No. Shut up. I don't want to hear it.
Deserves a victory speech for coming back from 3-1 lead.
Okay, I'm gonna just say this real quick. At first, I was playing for Brandy Cinderella. No, at first I was playing for Purple Rain. Then I was playing for Brandy Cinderella, and now I'm playing for all the marbles. Okay, I'm gonna bring out the big dogs. I'm playing for Tyler Perry. Okay, you know what? We haven't. That would be hilarious. Like, can you imagine how fucking funny that would be?
Which Tyler Perry movie, Bobby?
I was gonna Google the worst one. I think it might be Acrimony, but
okay, first of all, what you're not gonna do is mess me up from getting a bag. I'm not saying that there is a worse Tyler Perry movie. I just want to know which one are you finna make us watch.
I think Diary of a Mad Black Woman was the first one that I watched as a child. So,
are you going for movies we don't want to watch? Because I would gladly watch Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
I don't know, because honestly, you have
literally, I don't even know when the next episode is getting filmed at this point. I think you have until like December 18th or something to figure it out. So
I have let
just
Danielle, stop.
This was probably the most fair and square episode
It was
I've
pretty
ever
fair.
created. I don't know why you went so you did this last time, Danielle. You did this last time. You were so close, and then you went so far down from the original. I never told you how much you went over, and you decided, oh, I went over by like $2,000. No, you did not. And now Bobby,
I would just like to say,
speak your truth.
I would just like to say, because I'm distraught right now.
Yeah, it shows.
I would just like to say that, like, if the rule wasn't that you couldn't go over and it was just who was closest, I would have been one an episode ago. Like,
you know, that's how I felt episode 2. Okay, can we all just remember what happened?
Episode 2? Episode 2, Bobby.
It was episode 2, remember?
No, I don't remember, actually.
Well, I do. This is the same thing that happened.
No, I don't.
Well, it was close.
All I can say is that the numbers away from the original number was getting astronomically crazy. So I had to put a limit. You cannot go over it. Like, y'all were going so far away from the target goals that at this point, like, it was like the goal didn't matter. So I had to give you a stopping point. I had to. I think last time it was the original answer, the real answer was 72 and Danielle was 75. And I was like,
yeah, I actually have it right here in my
Like,
notes. Yeah.
you overthinking. I don't know what to tell you. Thank you for watching, guys. This was a great episode of pilot season. It came with the drama, right into the end. You know, it really took you home. My name's been Brianna.
Bobby.
I'm Danielle.
And thank you for watching another episode of pilot season. This episode was for Sanford and Sons, one of my favorite oldie shows. Please check out our other shows. Last week we did Girlfriends. I think the week before we did Lovecraft Country. And then I think it goes Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Jeffersons, and then Abbott Elementary. So please check it out. If you like this show, give us a thumbs up, comment, let us know how you feel. And if you want to see an episode of a show that you like, please put it in our Instagram, comments, DM us, Twitter, YouTube. You have plenty of options. Please just don't email us because that's not how we need to get those. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time at the final extravaganza, Game 7, the Ohio, whatever their name is now, versus the Cubs. Almost a strong 7-8 years back. We are coming back. We are coming back. Bobby, just know you're the Cubs. At this point, just know you're the Cubs. And at this point, Danielle, you got to fight for your home state.
Okay.
At this point, your home state, let it go. Your home state, let it go. I mean,
hey.
just succumb to it.
Just the campus was very quiet. Just saying. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.